Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Dima Tutorials Online School. Today I'm bringing lessons on literature by one of my teachers who I've employed to bring lessons for you guys. Like I said in my other videos, I have teachers that I've employed to bring lessons for you guys. So today I'm so happy to introduce to you Mr. Anyam. Okay, Mr. Anyam is a member of my team. Today's video was done by him. Okay, so watch this video by Mr. Anyanwu, and please share your thoughts with me at the end of the lesson, okay? Share your thoughts with me. Please let me know if you should keep being on my team. If you enjoyed this lesson, if you want to learn more from him, please let me know. Just share your thoughts with me about him. You know you're the reason I am here, okay? You're the reason I'm doing all this. You're the reason I'm posting videos. So please let me know what you think about him. Is he a good teacher? Did you enjoy his lesson? Just tell me what to think about him, if I should replace him or he should continue handling the subject. Okay, all right, let's watch the video by Mr. Anyanwu on literature JAMB past questions. Okay.
This is Dimma tutorial. For your better result in JAMB and SSE exams, enroll in Dimma tutorial online lessons. Today we are solving 2013 JAMB past questions in literature in English. Question number 1. The question says, a device used by a writer to recall past events in a literary work is. A device used by a writer to recall past events in a literary work is. In the options, we have option A, flashback, option B, foreshadowing, option C, interlude, option D, anticlimax. In the options, we have option A, flashback, option B, foreshadowing, option C, interlude, option D, anticlimax. Let us explain the items in the option before we answer the question. As a literary student, do you know the meaning of flashback? If you don't know it, pay attention. Flashback is a technique used by a novelist or a dramatist to present in a recounting manner an event in the life of a particular character. That is, through this technique, a past action without which a missing link in a story or play would have created a confusion is supplied afterwards. When you flash back, you recall, you remember, you recount what happened in the past. And it serves as a link between a present situation and the past condition. Between the present condition and the past condition. To serve as a link. Without it, there will be confusion in that work. In order to avoid that confusion, you have to provide information of what happened in the past. This technique is used in a play called The Lion and the Joy, written by Wole Soyinka. Soyinka used it to introduce the photographer who snapped CD. The next option is foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is when an author hints at the ending of or at an upcoming event in his or her story without fully giving details of it. The author or the novelist will give you a clue of what will happen, but he will not give you the full detail of what that will happen. Basically, they use foreshadowing to create what we call suspense, to arouse your interest, to make sure that you want to find out what will happen at the end of the day. The next option is an interlude. Interlude means a transitional section or episode that breaks up the main action or narrative of a story, poem, or play. It is a pause or interruption that provides contrast, adds details, or offers insight into the characters, themes, or setting of a play. Interlude perform the following functions in literature. 1. Interlude separates acts or scenes. 2. Interlude provide background information or flashback. 3. Interlude introduce new characters or subplot. 4. Interlude creates suspense or tension. 5. Interlude introduces comic relief or contrast. The next option is option D, anticlimax. Anticlimax is the opposite of climax. Anticlimax is the arrangement of incidents, items, events in a descending order. That is from the highest to the least. When you arrange things in a descending order, you arrange it from the highest to the least. Assuming there is accident along the road, and the man you narrated that the man lost the wife, the child, and the car, is what we call anticlimax. We started from the most important to the least important in that narration. I believe that going by my explanation, we can now guess what the answer is. The answer is option A, flashback. Remember, we said in flashback, what you do is to recount what happened in the past. Flashback is that device which we use to recall what happened in the past. So the correct answer there is option A, flashback. The next question is question number 2. The question is, a paragraph in prose is equivalent to a dash. A paragraph in prose is equivalent to a dash. The options we have: option A, stanza in poetry; option B, meter in poetry; option C, troop in poetry; option D, verse in poetry. In literature, we have 3 forms of literature, and they are being divided in different ways. Like in novel is being divided into chapters and paragraphs. Chapter is the major division, while paragraph is the minor division. Remember that when we say novel, we are talking of prose work. Poem is being divided into 2 as well, into what we call stanza and verse or line. Remember that stanza is the major division, while verse is the minor division. Drama or play is being divided into 2 as well, into what we call act and scene. Act is the major division, while scene is the minor division. So what a paragraph is to a prose work is what a verse is to a poem, and is what a scene is to a drama or play. Meter in poetry occurs when a person's voice goes up or down at irregular intervals in the pronunciation of a word. If your voice goes up or down in a regular interval in the pronunciation of a word, we call it meter in poetry. While troop in poetry refers to the use of words or phrases in a non-literal sense to create a vivid and evocative representation of an idea, emotion, or experience. The answer is option D, verse in poetry. That is the answer. Question number 3. Question number 3 is, a fable is a brief narrative illustrating wisdom and a dash. A fable is a brief narrative illustrating wisdom and dash. Option A, we have custom. Option B, truth. Option C, urgency. Option D, origin. Remember that in literature we have fable and we have allegory. Fable means a short story, or what we call tale, told to teach a moral lesson. Fable is a short story or tale told to teach a moral lesson. It is often used with animal representation of human beings. Animals play the role of human beings in fable. In our folktales, we have a lot of stories where animals like tortoise and other animals perform the role of human beings. Such work is what we categorize as fable. A good example of such work is a work written by George Orwell called Animal Farm. Options we have: A, custom; B, truth; C, urgency; D, origin. The right answer there is custom. Fable is a brief narrative illustrating wisdom and custom. Question number 4. Question number 4 is, a device used in poetry to achieve emphasis or stress a point is known as. A device used in poetry to achieve emphasis or stress a point is known as. In the options, we have option A, assonance; option B, repetition; option C, alliteration; option D, rhyme. Assonance is the opposite of alliteration. Remember, in English, we have 44 sounds, and those 44 sounds are being divided into what we call vowel sounds and consonant sounds. We have 20 vowel sounds and 24 consonant sounds. Assonance means a situation in which 2 or more vowel sounds occur in the same line of poetry. It must be in the same line. If it's not in the same line, it is not assonance. We say it is a situation in which 2 or more same consonant sounds occur in the same line of poetry. Example: the bat is back in a bad basket. I'm repeating sound in them. Bad, basket. So the sound there is the assonance. Assonance means repetition of 2 or more vowel sounds in the same line of poetry. It must be in the same line. If it's not in the same line, it is not assonance. Repetition is when a word or phrase or even a sentence is being repeated for the purpose of emphasis or making impression. Every time you study a poem, check if certain words or certain phrases or clause or sentence are being repeated. When they are being repeated is what we call repetition, and the sense of repeating them is for emphasis or making what we call impression. In a poem called A Government Driver on His Retirement, written by Chibike Ono, repeated a lot of words in that poem. The word booze is being repeated in line 10, line 15, line 26, line 28, and line 30 in that poem called Government Driver on His Retirement. Fatherland is also being repeated in line 2 and line 20. So anytime a word, a phrase, a clause or sentence is being repeated in a poem, we call it repetition, and the essence of using it is for emphasis. Alliteration means repetition of the same consonant sound in the same line of poem. Remember, we have 24 consonant sounds. When you repeat the same of them, if you repeat the ones that are the same in the same line of a poem, we call it alliteration. Example of alliteration is bouncing baby boy. There I repeated the b sound. Bouncing baby boy. I repeated b sound. Rhyme means this is the correspondence in sound on word endings, usually at the end of poetry lines. We said rhyme is the correspondence in sound on word endings, usually at the end of poetry lines. Rhyme means those words that have the same sound and they always come at the end of a poem. Rhyme is a poetic device. So those words that have the same ending sound, we say the rhyme is a poetic device whereby the final sound of words are similar. Rhyme is a poetic device whereby the final sound of words are similar. For example, look at the first line of this my example. He stumbled through the gate. That is the first line. The second line, when I was having my date. If you check there, in the first line, I repeated, in the first line, there is gate. In the second line, there is date. So when you look at them, they have the same ending sound. Date and gate have the same ending sound. So it's rhyme. Rhyme can as well be internal rhyme or end rhyme. Rhyme can be internal or end rhyme. Like the example we have here now is end rhyme. Gate, date. The answer is B, repetition. The answer is B, repetition. What you mean by when you repeat words, when you repeat phrase, when you repeat clause, when you repeat sentence, and the sense of repeating them is for emphasis or to stress a point.
Thank you very much for watching. Please let me know what you think about him. Did you enjoy his lesson? Okay. Did you enjoy his lesson? Did you learn something from his video? Please let me know what you think about him because Mr. Anyam is one of those I've employed to join my 2025 live WhatsApp class. My JAMB 2025 live WhatsApp class. Okay, he's gonna be handling literature in the class. Please let me know your thoughts. What do you think about him? Write him at the comment section. I want the best for JAMB 2025 candidates. My goal is to produce the highest scoring candidates in 2025. Therefore, I want to employ the best hands to handle the subject, the different subjects. I'm going to be handling use of English. The other subjects are going to be handled by other teachers. So let me know what you think about him. Is he qualified enough? Do you think he will help me achieve my goal of producing the highest scoring candidates next year? Okay, let me know at the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. His fate is dependent on you if he's going to be on my team or not. Okay, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye bye.